Okay, so we want to go talk to Steiner to convince him to come with us to save the princess. You notice that Steiner took the Garnet doll. Okay, I think at this point all we have to do is go get Vivi, and then we should be able to head out and save Garnet. Wrong button. Not the wrong button, the wrong direction, jeez. I think... maybe not. I thought that if you pressed select it would show you all possible routes in and out. It might be different. It might actually be on the world map. Not the world map, but other areas. Okay, so now we have this ability that whenever Vivi is in the same party as Steiner, we gotta change the order for starters. Vivi and other magic users are usually best in the back row where they take, I believe, 50% physical damage. Attackers like Steiner and Zidane are obviously better in the front row where they do their full damage, because if you put them in the back, they'll do 50% physical damage to an opponent in exchange for, you know, increased defense. But there's now, anytime that Vivi and Steiner are together, he can cast magic sword ability. So any kind of magic that Vivi has, Steiner can then dish out with a physical attack, magical physical attack against an opponent. Which is another reason we want to mess around with our equipment here. So as you can see, both the mage staff and the leather hat teaches Vivi fire. So he'll gain double the AP for that. The leather wrist will teach him blizzard, and a silk shirt will teach him thunder, as well as giving him that benefit. Pop over here to Steiner. The Iron Sword gives him an increased attack compared to the Broadsword. But the Iron Sword will give him minus strike, which basically is one of his abilities. And while Beast Killer would be nice to have, excuse me, we can always learn that some other time. Bug Killer would be nice to have, but again, doubling up on the minus strike is a good choice to go for until we've learned this skill. Then we can change back. Bronze Gloves, that will effectively give us the antibody seal, which allows us to prevent being poisoned. And that's where we set all of our skills through our equip options. So let's see, Bird Killer will do extra damage to flying enemies. And an antibody will prevent poison and venom. I think venom is just a more serious form of poison. I think that we are all set up. Which is something we've already done. Already kind of gone over our ability settings. Yeah, okay. Yep. Already done that. Thanks. Let's go save Garnet. Now we're almost certain to run into at least one enemy. Between here and the next boss. Maybe. And that'll allow us to gain a level or two, possibly. Alright. ATE, Orchestra in the Forest. Now the music that's going to play here is very interesting. Here's another throwback. This background sound, this sort of festival, ceremonial orchestra, is the very same track that plays during the brand new president Rufus Shinra, sort of like coronation ceremony thing in Junin in Final Fantasy VII. The sort of like presidential celebration. I wonder what will be thrown up against first. Now, one of the interesting things is the Steam version of Final Fantasy IX has some sort of, I guess you could call them God mode cheats, sort of. You can increase or slow down the game speed. You can also eliminate random encounters, which I think was one of the reasons I kind of wanted to play the Steam version. But I guess we're playing this game in its true form, its original intention. So I think it's important that we do, in fact, run across random battles. Do as I say, not as I do, ATE. And this spring will heal us all the way. So if you want to take the time to, you know, go fight some battles, now would be the time to do it. Now, the one thing I'm not sure is I don't think that this spring will get rid of our status ailments. Yeah, it doesn't. Certain ones will stay with you no matter what you do until you've actually cured them through other means. That's another thing we want to do from time to time is arrange our inventory. And you can always look at your key items, so you can kind of see what the description is for that. And let's see. Vivi has about a quarter of the way through learning his fire spell. We'll try to do one more battle to get to level 3. And then we'll move on to the final boss of this forest and see about getting out of here alive if we can. Echo screens will heal silence. Anybody with silence can't use magic. I almost want to say you also can't use certain skills. I may be mistaken about that. It might just be magic and things of that nature. Ah, so there's Monty. We have a note to give him. Or a letter to give him. Alright, trying to get some water here. That is a thing, foreshadowing of things to come. Okay, we're ready to go save Garnet. Now, one important thing to note is when we get to, the boss here and most enemies, characters that have been knocked out do not receive AP on their equipment. If I'm not mistaken. I mean, it's been a very long time, but I'm pretty sure if you're knocked out, you don't get experience, you don't get AP, and if you have under certain status conditions, you also don't get that. So it's very important early on, if you want to learn some skills fast, that you try to keep your party alive. You can always tell when a boss is coming up because the battle music always changes to this really awesome soundtrack right now. Now this is the boss plant brain. It has eye drops and an iron helm. We definitely want to try to steal the iron helm. He does some pretty nasty thunder magic, single as well as multiple targets, so we gotta be careful on that end. And we also get our ability to test out our sword magic, but we'll do that as soon as we steal what we want. Alright, we got everything, so let's just go ahead and make him hurt. Let's give eye drop to Zidane. Because I think with that being a magic attack, I don't think darkness would affect it, but maybe it will. What focus does, it allows us to increase the damage of our next magic attack the next time around. Yeah, it raises the magic attack. Oh, you son of... Better be on single. Ho ho! That was close. Hey, but everybody survived. Now that we've defeated the Master of the Forest, all these bug rose things are going to be coming out after us. You could allow them to keep spawning, I'm pretty sure, and just keep fighting them. There's no time limit that we're under. It's interesting, I never noticed that dragon skeleton there. But we are forced to fight at least one battle. So it just depends on how difficult of a time you have getting out. But you will have to fight at least some battles. Although, I wonder if you could flee from the battle. I'm trying to think of how... Okay, so Vivi already learned fire. Which is okay if we go to our equipment here. There's nothing new that we have. We haven't quite learned Minus Strike, but here's something we're going to definitely want to equip. Bright Eyes prevents darkness, and Level Up allows us to level our character faster. But once we learn Minus Strike, we'll move on to that. In case you're wondering how we got to this next screen, you do have the option of when you have closed out the menu before the other screen comes back to move your character a little bit forward, and we just so happen to be right there at the transition, and when everything was still black we moved to the next screen. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. As always, I'm GreKaosAngel. If you like the content and want to see more, click the video on the right to see the next episode, or click the video on the left to see the ones you've missed.